It's the dictionary. Dictionary. It's the dictionary. Dictionary. It's the dictionary. Dictionary. It's the dictionary. It's the dictionary.
Hello, word nerds, and welcome to another pre-F bonus episode. More new words added to the Merriam-Webster dictionary in September of 2023. Yes, I am 1 year late. Just deal with it, people. My name is Spencer Parks. I am your humble host for this podcast. The Fs are coming up. I've recorded, almost 30 episodes at this point, and they're going to start airing on September 30th. September 30th. Set your calendar, set your clock, set your watch, set an alarm. Tell the neighbor's dog to tell you when it airs. When the dog gets the notification that the new episode is up, it will come over and tell you. Download, subscribe, do all those things. Okay, today we are talking about the gaming and other screens section for the new words. And the first word is cutscene. One word, noun. It is a non-interactive video sequence that occurs between segments of a video game and depicts part of the game's background or storyline. I don't play games. I don't. But I am aware of these things called games. I mean, I used to play games. But the games that I played didn't usually have these cutscenes. What's that newish popular one with the cowboys? Is it Red Redemption, Dead Red, Fred's Dead Redemption 2 or something like that? I think that one probably had a lot of cutscenes. I believe these go back to the days of the early Final Fantasy games where you're doing this quest. You're gathering characters to play with you and you're battling other characters and there's some quest that you're going on. I don't know. I never played them. And so there's a story. There's a story in the game. And every once in a while, a scene would pop up and you couldn't do anything. You just had to watch the scene play out, and it progresses the story forward. But there's no playing involved because it is a non-interactive video sequence. I feel like they always look better than the game too, don't they? The graphics are so much nicer. Okay, that's cutscene. The next word is nerf. N-E-R-F. Of course, we have toys, guns, and balls that are Nerf balls. But what's this one? It is a verb, so you can nerf things. Go nerf yourself. Two definitions. Both of them are informal. Number one, to reduce the effectiveness of in a video game. And the thing that you would be reducing the effectiveness of would be something like a character, an attribute, or a weapon. So this is all in a video game. You're nerfing your weapon, say, so it's not so effective anymore. But broadly, to make less useful or effective, just in general, making something less useful or effective. Yeah, again, because it's all gaming, I'm not going to know a lot about this stuff. But people say nerf. Well, it's because those nerf balls are not very effective. They're very spongy and soft and light, and you won't really get hurt if you get smacked in the face with one. And so, similarly, if you're nerfing your thing, you're turning it into maybe a very soft, foamy substance, and so it's not going to really do anything against a big ogre, I don't think. Number two is to lightly bump in an automobile race. Just a little bump, as much of a bump as a real physical world Nerf ball would bump. And the thing that you are bumping would be another car, possibly. You nerfed me when your Mario Go-Kart bumped into mine very gently. Ooh, nerf me again. Okay, next one is non-player character. This is a noun, and right off the bat, we just get the acronym NPC. And we have a couple of sub-definitions, though. A is a character in a video game that does not represent and cannot be manipulated by a player. because it is a non-player character. It's a character, but there are no human players who can control this character. A couple examples that I can think of off the top of my head of NPC. There was that very silly movie Free Guy, and he is an NPC, and he comes to life. He becomes cognizant of his world. He can't do that. How can he do that? He's an NPC. They talk about that a lot in the movie. And then what's another recent video game movie, Jumanji. There was both of them. And I think the Reese Darby character is an NPC. Nobody can play him, but he comes up and he's like, hey, this is what you're doing. And that's not how he talks. He's got a great New Zealand accent. B, for non-player character, is a character in a role-playing board game, card game, or live-action game that is controlled or performed by an organizer, facilitator, or supporting participant. I don't really do the role-playing stuff, so I didn't know this one. But yeah, it makes sense. It's the same idea. It's a game, and there's got to be other characters and creatures and things in the game to make it a little bit more vast and interesting. So yeah, maybe the dungeon master is controlling this character, or if it's a live action role playing LARPing, maybe the organizers of the event are like, hey, I'm playing a character, but he's just a person in the thing and you can't control him, or I don't know. Yeah. Non-player character. Next, we have speedrun. Noun. I remember hearing about these. Well, I don't remember specifically hearing the term speedrun, but back in the day, well, let's read it first. It is a timed playthrough of a video game or portion of a video game completed as quickly as the player is able to complete it. Just getting the whole game or a part of the game done as fast as possible. You want to get the best time, so you are running through it speedily. So it is a speed run. I remember hearing the original Mario Brothers game. That was big when I was growing up back in my day. And I remember hearing about people doing speed runs. Like, oh, I got through this game in one life. And then like, I got through it in one life in only 5 minutes. And I'm like, what? How did you do that? I couldn't do that ever. I'm so slow. And I die all the time. Beep, 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 beep. I think that's Pac-Man. Next is boss. Just boss. Noun. Okay, so clearly the word boss is already in the dictionary, but they've added number 3. Here we go, starting with number 3. A major antagonist in a game, and usually one that must be overcome in order for a player to progress. You get to the end of the level, you gotta beat the boss of that level. Mega Man is the first one that I can think of, because every level or world or whatever had that boss that had some crazy costume and crazy weapon and silly name, and there were lots of bosses. The example of the game would be a video game or a board game. I guess some board games have bosses too. This has definitely, I feel like it's one of those that's gotten into our just regular vernacular, because that's why it's going in the dictionary. There was another one. Was it in the previous? I'm going to do a quick look back at some of these other ones. When we're using these words. Oh, maybe I was thinking of bingo card. Like, that wasn't part of my bingo card. So boss, like, oh, sometimes people are like, you gotta defeat the I can't think of a good example, but I feel like I've heard people use this just in their everyday life, and they're not talking about a video game. There's another one that I can't think of, but it's there in my brain somewhere. You gotta defeat the boss. Contra, that was a game that I played when I was little, and there were bosses at the end of each level. Any other good ones jumping out into my brain? Yeah. No. Next is rage quit. Rage quit. Verb. This is to suddenly stop participating or engaging in a fit of anger and frustration. And then also just to quit in anger. Of course, it's just to quit something in anger. I have definitely done this in real life. I remember playing a card game with my family. Must have been like 10 years old. I was young. Probably a little old to have a tantrum like this, but I got so mad at my sister for some stupid reason. I rage quit. And of course, we see, in movies and TV shows, although I'm sure it happens in real life too, somebody just getting so mad they flip the table over, the chessboard, the Monopoly board, whatever. They get so mad and angry and they rage quit. I don't know if I've heard of this term, but that's exactly what it is. You're so mad that you quit, you stomp away, you're angered, you are frustrated because the game isn't going your way because somebody is beating you so bad. Rah, I'm gonna rage quit you because you're winning and I don't like it when you're winning. So screw this game. I'm going home. Next is cold open. Noun. It is a scene of a film or television episode that precedes the title sequence or opening credits and that typically takes place in medias res. Ooh, what is this term? This seems like a Latin term or something. What is this? The technical term, in medias res, that's the whole term. It means it's a technical term for the epic convention of beginning in the middle of things, quotes around in the middle of things, rather than at the very start of the story. Okay, I feel like I probably would have seen this term before, but I don't remember it. So in media res, in the middle of the thing, the story, the whatever it is that we're talking about. Title sequence or opening credits, and that typically takes. So that's yeah. I think that in medias res part is very dependent on the situation, of course. Cold opens. Saturday Night Live, of course, starts with a cold open. Before the credits, they have their scene, and then at the end of the scene, they famously say blah, 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 blah. They famously say their line, and then I don't remember. Blah blah blah. It's Saturday night. Welcome to Saturday Night Live. Other cold opens, yeah, a TV show that just starts right away. The Colbert Show or other late night shows, sometimes they'll have a little sketch at the beginning before the credits come in. The cold open. It's not a hot open. It's not a warm open. That open is so cold. You're just throwing us in right away. Cold. We're cold, and it's the opening of the show. Next is jump scare. Noun. It is a scripted moment, as in a film or video game, intended to startle the audience. Ooh, I'm an audience member, and that startled me. I just had a jump scare yesterday in a movie. We went to see Shaun of the Dead, the 20th anniversary of Shaun of the Dead, in the movie theater in Dolby video and audio, and it was loud and rumbly, so vibratory. But the one jump scare that really got me was when, spoilers, I guess, if you haven't seen it, the main character comes into the bathroom because he has to go to the bathroom. He's done, and then he sees that his roommate, his flatmate, is still in the shower, and he has, boom, 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 turned into a zombie. And he punches his hand through the shower curtain, and that punch and the sound, the rumble sound that went with it, got me. I jumped. I had a jump scare. It seems kind of funny to put this in the dictionary, I guess, but, we use it so much. There's a lot of horror movies with a lot of jump scares, and it's a scripted moment. I don't know really why it has to say a scripted moment, but yeah, jump scares. Video games, yep, there's a lot of horror video games, so they plan those out to make you freaked out. Next is log line. One word, noun. It is a simple synopsis of a screenplay, film, novel, etc. that is used for pitching or promotion. And it does say to see entry number 3 for the word pitch and sense number 3C. Pitch, entry 3, sense 3C. Pitching a movie. I hope that within the next year or so, I will actually be doing this. I will be pitching a film. It's the film Unplugged that I have talked about periodically here and there. I am helping to produce it. I did not write it. I am not directing it. I am not acting in it. I'm not really doing anything but helping it get to the point to get it made. Anyway, so we're gonna have to pitch this thing. So I think we probably have a long line. We have lots of different versions of, synopsis and summary and those sorts of things. But the log line, it's just like a one or two line thing. It's your elevator pitch, your elevator thing of what is this thing? Just a short little description. The log line for Unplugged might be something like a 27-year-old rocker woman cancels her tour dealing with some past trauma and goes to the Badlands of South Dakota to unplug. There you go. Done and done. Go check out the movie. Hopefully it will come out in the next 3 to 5 years. All right, the last word in this section is vanity card. 2 words, noun. This is the logo of a production company that appears briefly on screen following the credits for a television show or movie. I don't think I even knew that these were called vanity cards, and that is a good thing for me to know because I will, again, probably need to make one. I don't have a production company. I think at some point, maybe my wife and I should make up one just for ourselves. I think about this a lot. I have an idea. Of a title for a company, but I don't want to say it because you want to keep it to yourself for a while until it's real. I have some thoughts going on. Yeah, I've had ideas over the years of what my vanity card would be, what the name of the thing would be, maybe what it would look like, the logo, how it animates on, all that stuff. I think about these things. Okay, for instance, there's one with a bear. I don't know if is it brown bear, black bear, something like that. And their animation, it's a very beautiful animation, but I feel like to make it even better, it's backwards. It starts with a bear walking down the street, and then it zooms out, it dollies back, and you see there's a window, and then there's a little kid who's looking through the window at the bear. And then it changes into the bee from the company name with a bear silhouette in the bee, which is very nice looking, very clever. I love it. But if it were the other way around, if you started with the kid and went forward through the window and then you see the bear, then the bear can turn into the logo. You go ahead. You can have that one for free. Please do that. Okay. Those were all the words in this other pre-F bonus episode for more words that were added to Merriam-Webster in September of 2023. Real quick, what were they? Cutscene, nerf, non-player character, speedrun, boss, rage quit, cold open, jump scare, log line, and vanity card. Oh, we had some good ones, and I think that I just want to pick rage quit. Even though I'm not picking a word of the episode for these, I'm picking rage quit as the word of the episode because it's just so funny that sometimes people get so angry that they need to quit. If they're playing a video game, they throw down the controller and they storm off, or maybe they just make a mess of the game before they leave. Okay, that's it for this episode. Thank you so much for checking out this show, even with these silly bonuses. And come back in just a few weeks. I need to start posting stuff. Come back. If you are on Patreon, which you are probably not, it's only $1 a month. Join the Patreon right away, and then you will start to get episodes before all the other people, and you will be the coolest one on the block. The whole block of the world. This has been Spencer dispensing information. Goodbye.